about the different kind. Now, we've talked about what stigma is. We define stigma by saying that stigma is any type of direct or indirect behavior, communicative, whether verbal or non-verbal behavior that people, you know, perform in order to make you feel different from the rest. And this can happen anywhere from family to work settings. And I also talked about the fact that there are different types of stigma. I talked about the fact that there is self-stigmatization and there is, um, the stigmatization that comes from people. Self stigmatization there refers to that, stigmatization that comes from you to you, where you tell yourself that people don't like me, I am not good enough, I need to add some weight, I need to lose some weight, I am not beautiful enough. So self stigmatization simply means you are saying to yourself that you are not good, you have to do this to fit in. That's a self stigmatization. And I also talked about the fact that stigmatization that comes from people can come in different ways. I said, and then when I was talking about stigmatization from the public, I talked about the fact that I went further by highlighting the different situations that causes one to experience stigmatization. I talked about environmental stigmas. So one thing that I also made sure to talk about was to clarify between what stigma is and what stigmatization is. So stigma is the identity itself, the personality, the character, the flaw that exposes you to shame. The flaw, oh, you didn't get a job or you don't have a job. That's the stigma. When you tell yourself, will I ever get a job? I don't think I would ever be good enough. That is the stigmatization. When you begin to judge yourself, that is the self stigmatization towards the stigma that you are carrying or experiencing. I don't know if this is making sense to someone. If this is making sense, don't just listen or watch, leave a comment below. Now, the stigmatization that comes from people is when they say, look at you, a first class graduate like you, you're jobless, you're smart, yet you can't show, you have nothing to show for it. So that is, stigmatization from the public. And I went on to then talk about the fact that there are different types of stigmas. I said there is the stigma, there is physical, there's environmental, and there are physical, environmental, and social stigmas. Physical stigmas are, oh, you're short, you're dark skinned, you don't have a pointed nose, your cheeks are too chubby. Those are physical traits that may cause you to experience stigma, or that are sources of stigmas, okay, and may cause you to experience stigmatization. That you have secondary infertility is a physical stigma that can expose you to self stigmatization or public stigmatization. And I also talked about the fact that there are environmental stigmas. Environmental stigmas we can extend that to race stigmas, cultural stigmas, where people judge people who come from certain groups or ethnic groups. So maybe if you speak in a certain way, people will begin to say, she's too Ibotic, she's too Yoruba, you people just say, oh, look at you, you sound like someone from Southern Africa. Your accent gives you away, and they make you feel so. The environment that you come from then becomes a source of stigma. People all talk about Igbos and says, oh, those Biafra people. That is, environmental stigma as a result of where they are from. And social stigmas are the stigmas as a result of your social construct, your lifestyle, the kind of job you have. Maybe you're a cleaner. That job can expose you to stigma. Oh, she's just always dirty. Look at her, she's so messy. That job becomes a source of stigma. So that is what social stigma. Oh, look at her. Our dad is, our father just passed on. She's an orphan. That's your social status as as an orphan makes you experience stigma. Oh, she's single and searching. She doesn't have a husband. Oh, he doesn't even have a wife. He's a bachelor. Bachelor. People say those things in a very funny way. Those are stigmas. Now, from what I've established in the past week, it is important that we understand that stigmas are a part of human lives, okay? And stigmas are not necessarily, what limit us from getting moving forward. What actually limits us are the limitations that we set for ourselves. So if you tell yourself, because people are judging me, I'm never going to get a job, I'm never going to do anything good, I'm never going to lose weight, I'm never going to smack ace that exam, I'm never going to relocate abroad, I'm never going to be able to get married, I'm never going to have kids. The biggest limitation you can set for yourself is the limitation that you set for yourself from your mind. And so today I will talk to you about the ways to cope with stigma. So today we're wrapping up the stigma series. Last month we talked about abuse. This month we're wrapping up the stigma series, and next month we're picking something else. So today I want you to understand that your stigma may not go away. You may just have to learn to cope with that difficult truth, that hard reality that you now have before you. So you need to get to that point where you know that, well, whether I get that job or not, whether I lose the weight just yet, or I'm able to move past my situation right now, you must learn to be comfortable. Enjoy the moment. Take a deep breath and breathe out and enjoy that breath, that life that you have. Are you going to trade that away? Are you? Don't. You can't trade away the joy that comes from being able to breathe, being able to see another day, being able to smell the atmosphere, feel the fresh air. You cannot trade that away. You can't. And so it is very important that you get to that point where you know that whether people like me or not, whether my stigma goes away or not, whether my situation changes or not, I am okay. I am okay. I am fine. I am beautiful. I am who God says I am. I am a good person. I am kind. You need to say those things to yourself. It might sound vague. It might sound like I'm just being, it might sound a little bit academic, but it is possible. And so my first strategy for you is know that even if nothing changes, you still have yourself. So the first way to cope is talking to yourself and telling yourself that even if this does not change, I'm still okay. Enjoy gratitude. So the first way to coping is be grateful. Gratitude makes you focus on what you have and focus less on what you do not have. Develop gratitude as a skill. Be grateful. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the now. Be grateful. If you're grateful, you can experience joy. If you're grateful, you're not looking at outward appearances, you're focusing on the now. And what is that now? What do you have right now? You, breath, life, right? Be grateful for that moment. Wọ́n lẹ́ni tó bá dúpẹ́ orí àná, ó di dandan kó rí tòní gbà. It's a Yoruba saying, and literally that means that if you're grateful for the gift of yesterday, you shall receive the gift of today and that of tomorrow. Be grateful. If you're grateful, you can do so many amazing things. Be grateful. So the first way to cope with any kind of stigma and the stigmatizations therein is to Be grateful. How do you develop gratitude? How do you become grateful? By journaling, by writing, by reflecting. Practice journaling and reflecting. Journaling and reflexivity, as scholars will say, when you journal about, oh, write what happened today, what happened on Monday, what happened on Tuesday, what happened on Wednesday. When you write your life and write the experiences that you go through every day, you stand a better chance to actually look at the situations around you of your life holistically and actually get to that place where you can say, at least not everything today was terrible. Some things worked. And that is the step to becoming grateful. Acknowledging the little, little things that you achieve on a daily basis. It is the first way to cope with stigmatization because you will not focus on what you do not have. You focus on the things that you have, and which is starting from life, breath, ability to go to the restroom, to dance, to eat. Be grateful. That's the first step. Be grateful. The second step is be grateful. I'm emphasizing gratitude because there is something that being grateful does to you. It re-engineers your mindset. It reshapes or it changes your mental state. It puts you in a new vibration. It changes your paradigm. When you are grateful, you are more likely gonna attract good things into your life because gratitude helps you to focus on the now, not tomorrow. Be grateful, my dear. Be grateful, lefties. Be grateful, advocates. Be grateful, scholars. Be grateful. And I said number two, be grateful. Number three, be grateful. But of course, something else is number four and number five. So, number four thing you must do, because number one to three is gratitude. And in gratitude, I talked about journaling. Write your life. What is going on with you? How did you enjoy this day? What happened today? Practice reflexivity. If you cannot write, at least meditate. Sit down, say, how did my day go? What worked? What didn't work? What can I work on? What can I improve? You see, if you develop the ability to daily work on the things that are supposed to be done daily, gradually you're moving to becoming that person that you want to be. So you have no job and you want to get a job. You don't get a job by crying and being toxic and being, emotional about it. You get a job by first being grateful for the fact that you don't have a job. That you don't have a job means you have a story to tell. When you do get that job, it means you know something, you know what it feels like to be jobless. So that story alone is an opportunity to make money. A lot of people do not understand that their struggles can become the testimonies that takes them to where they need to go. So first, be grateful. Second, be grateful. Thirdly, be grateful. And in being grateful, be journal your experiences. Write your life, write everything down. Practice reflexivity. Meditate about things. Think through. Oh, my day, how did it go? Oh, I don't have a job. What do I do? When you are reflecting about life, you are more likely going to be proactive about where you're going. That way, you are not consumed by that toxic energy that limits you. You're not consumed with what you do not have. Number four, set your goals. Okay, set goals. Set goals. So you know you don't have a job, which is making you feel stigmatized. So you know you want to lose weight, which is making you feel stigmatized. So you know you're not pregnant yet and you want to conceive, which is making you feel stigmatized. So you know you're not married yet, which is making you feel awkward around those who have husbands. So you know you don't have a wife yet and makes you feel awkward. So you know you want to relocate abroad and you haven't done that and it makes you feel awkward around those who have moved abroad. The next thing you want to do is set the goal. What is the goal that you need to set? If it is a stigma that can go away, set a goal that will help you take away that shame. So maybe your stigma is joblessness. Set a goal. Do you want to get a job? Apply. Oh, they say they are not getting jobs. So people still get jobs. So they say people are not getting married, but some people are still, there's still one bear happening everywhere. So they say some people are not able to conceive, but people are actually having baby dedications. So who says you can have what you want? So they say, it's too difficult to lose weight, but actually there are folks who are losing the weight. So they say it's not possible to, to relocate abroad, but hey, people are living, right? So do not dwell on what people say, but focus and give energy to those goals. And when you set the goals, the next thing you want to do is to develop a system that helps you to crush those goals. Develop a system that helps you to crush those goals. So, for instance, if you know that you have a stigma that cannot go away by your doing, like for instance, you can't change your skin, okay, and people shame you that you're too dark. How about you start a blog for where you're creating content on dark skin? People say, Oju Yobo, Oju Kongba, your eyes are too big. How about you start like an advocacy group for people with big eyeballs? And then people share their stories. You build a community around that shame. You write a book on that shame. You tell a story about that shame. You create awareness about it. And then with time, that shame becomes your what? Becomes your what? That source of shame becomes your success story, because that mess becomes your message and it becomes your dollar spinning machine. I'm just saying, and this is very real, and I'm being truthful with you. There's this Nkechi official. Some people would think that after she had that, I'm not sharing a personal story, but I'm just using that as a reference to, to touch on the fact that people can actually use a very terrible situation to their advantage. And there are people who have bodily scars, who today are building massive, are doing great work and have a movement, even despite the fact that that stigma should actually keep them down. You see, when you win the war of the mind, you can win every war. And that is why I started by saying be grateful. That is why I said the second thing is be grateful. That is why I said the third thing is be grateful. If you are grateful, you will not think about what you don't have. You will not. It's not like it won't come to mind, but gratitude would make you think differently. You will just be happy. You will just be full of joy, and you won't be able to explain it. And there's something that being full of joy does. You attract joy, you attract good things into your life. Because, see, you vibrate an energy that works in harmony with the universe. You vibrate an energy that works in harmony with God, with divine creator. And that way, you are less likely going to not get what you want, because you are vibrating a positive energy. And that is why gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And number four, don't forget to set those goals. When you have goals that you have set, you have things that consume your time, energy, and attention. You will not pay attention to hearsays because you know where you're going. And every day, crush those goals. How do you crush them? Set daily tasks that are gonna help you make that goal become a reality, because you can do it. You can be whatever you want to be. Your stigma may never go away, but you can change the story that you let people know, or the narrative that people have about you, about your stigma, or whatever it is that is limiting you today. And today, I hope you found this session really helpful. And I just wanted to tell you today that you matter, God loves you, God cares about you, and God has great things in stock for you. And if you can believe, and you can believe that no matter what you look like, you matter to God. And if you matter to God, then show the world that you matter to God, because what God calls you is what matters. And again, be grateful. Again, be grateful. Again, be grateful. Set those goals, crush them, and people just the way they are. When you succeed, people will call on you. They will see your lights. They will embrace you. They will forget the fact that you have a stigma. You become a person of value that they cannot trade away. And when you become a person of value that the world cannot do without, your stigma will no longer be seen. Your stigma will no longer be visible. And so, as we leave here today, I am going to read a section from my book, The Unseen Scars of Stigma. I'm going to read a section from my book, The Unseen Scars of Stigma. The stigma of unemployment. The stigma of unemployment. The hardest form of work is being out of work. So the reality for every Nigerian graduate remains that at least 2 out of 3 Nigerian graduates may never work with their certificates. So was my story. But I did not want to accept my reality. I didn't quickly think on how I could use my skills and gifting to make a living. I still wanted to satisfy family who said if I wasn't working on a 9 to 5 that I was jobless. So I needed to make a point. I wanted to show everyone that I had somewhere I could resume to, even if the job was affecting my mental health and well-being. Skilled labor frustrations. Before I decided to go job hunting, I had gone for some vocational training and was good at garment and bead artistry. But being conscious of the stigmatizing comment from people who say a Nigerian graduate shouldn't be involved in vocational skilled labor, I opted for job hunting. For this, I wasn't very excited to talk about my skills. Also, many people in my community always underprice people with vocational skills. I had my fair share. Notes to victims. No career path is inferior to another. One discipline always stands out: the school of creativity. It is not your fault if you can get a job that pays you for what you're worth. If you decide to learn a skill, do it well and be proud of it. Do not try to have a perfect life. It is a mirage. If Leonardo da Vinci's art was perfect, I'm not sure it would have become a masterpiece. Do all, do all you can to stand out of trouble or any kind of financial mess. If you cannot afford it, leave it. Save yourself from mental stress. Kind notes to community. Do not be a family or relative that pressurizes someone because of job loss. Not every job loss is spiritual. The boss may not value the good that the employee has to offer. Be kind. Do not allow pressure before, do not allow people, do not allow, do not also pressure people who are out of jobs to perform religious obligations such as paying of tithes, except they have another source of income. When you put people under pressure, they will continuously strive to please. They can do the unthinkable to earn a living. The unthinkable brings nothing but shame. Today, society blames some women who choose to become sexual workers. Many chose this path because they, on one hand, have responsibilities, and on the other hand, want to satisfy some relatives. It was never really their choice. An idea. Take people out of joblessness by sharing with them strategies on how they can make money online with very little investments. So many people are clueless and live in job slavery because they do not know if there is any way out. Show people how to make money, sharing their knowledge. I do this as well. And then I mentioned the names of some people here that help people looking to get out of joblessness. Talk to Emeka Nobis, who helps individuals and business identify how they can impact lives and make lots of money from their giftings and skills. Connect with Samson Egbooms, Samuel, Semiu K, Teslim Akintude, and Happy Innocent. They are working tirelessly to reduce financial inequalities and the stigma of unemployment. Be money smart. Talk to a fellow lefty, Folarin Adeboye, if you need to save and invest your money wisely. Support my mentor, Bimbolo Kutiang, who works tirelessly to ensure that sexual workers are rehabilitated while also providing them with sources of income. My pledge. I will commit to teaching scholars how they can leverage on their skills and never stay broke while remaining debt free. What is your pledge? And who are you going to pledge to today? I was boxed up. I broke the box. Now I make boxes. Make boxes today. Break that box that causes you to feel shame. Break that box of oppression. Break that box of stigma. Break the boxes and make your own boxes. Break those narratives, those beliefs, and start your own narrative, your beliefs. End that story and create a new story. Because at the end of the day, the story you tell is the one the world would hear. So go tell your story today. Abundance is here, there is no lack. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to partner with us at the Left Handers Africa by helping us publish more copies of this book so that we can donate this book in African communities, please support us. We really need your help. We want this book, we want to donate at least 10,000 copies to at least one university in 4 regions in Africa by the end of the year. And we need publishing partners to work with us so that we can print out more copies of this book and make it available. For a mind that knows is a mind that is truly free. If you cannot join us by becoming a publishing partner, you can pre-order a copy, a digital copy online. Even if you don't want to do that, another way you can support us actually is by inviting people to join our Facebook community, the Left Handers African International Organization. You can also get people to support what we do by following our Instagram page at the Left Handers Club NG. Thank you so much for joining today's story therapy, and I'm super excited to be here. My name is Bisola Miriam, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon. Abundance is here, there is no lack. God bless you, and I love you. Take care. Bye. Take care. Bye.